All right, let's talk Miami Hurricanes football. Look, Coach Cristobal's had one heck of an offseason, adding players, of course, through the transfer portal. Done a great job in terms of some coaching staff hires. Recruiting class was outstanding as well. Future looks really bright right now in Coral Gables. But one big transfer addition in particular was a big name, big time move. We're talking about, of course, quarterback Cam Ward, and he's already so early into his Miami career off to an impressive start. Let's get into the report, and then we'll talk about it more in detail on the other side. This is according to All Hurricanes. Ward has been on campus at Miami for a month and a half after transferring from Washington State. The new Hurricanes starting quarterback has been active in the weight room, organizing throwing sessions with his teammates and taking teammates fishing during their downtime. The first official spring football practice is this Monday, March 4th, but Ward is already giving head coach Mario Cristobal reasons to be excited. He's an explosive player, Cristobal said. He's a great leader. He's got a great presence about him. He's been in big games, big situations, tough situations. He's been overmatched personnel-wise and still finds a way to make some dynamic, explosive plays. He can manage a game and make a lot out of a little sometimes. All right, it's obvious Cam Ward is going to be the guy at quarterback in terms of the short term for the Miami Hurricanes. It's a great sign that he's already off to such a strong start. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on this. But first, Miami fans in the comment section below, look, the regular season, it feels like it's a long way away, but it's going to be here a lot sooner than you think. And with that in mind, what's the one matchup upcoming during the 2024 season that you're looking forward to more than any other? A lot of great games upcoming, but let us know the one game you really can't wait for and give us that in the comment section below. But Miles, give me your thoughts on this update involving Cam Ward and just everything going on with the Miami Hurricanes right now.
Yeah, Nick, I hear these comments by Coach Cristobal, and he hasn't been at Miami for a very long time, but he's a coach, and these are comments coming from a head coach from Miami that I don't think we've heard someone be as excited about a quarterback for Miami in like the last decade. You think back all the way back to 2013, the end of Stephen Morris's career. He was an interesting quarterback, but he had a lot of playmakers around him. He wasn't really the star of that offense. You had guys like Philip Dorsett. You had guys like Duke Johnson as well. That was an interesting team. You go on to the Brad Kaya years. They had a lot of ups and downs there as well. The Malik Rozier years, ups and downs, especially Van Dyke. That was the end of his tenure in Miami. Not very good. I don't think as Miami fans, people have had a quarterback this explosive, this dynamic, and having this much hype coming from the head coach of all people in about a decade. And that's why I think this is such a great move from Miami. We've talked about, numerous times this offseason, just the exposure that he has given to the city of Miami. There's a lot of great things that they're trying to do with NIL and Cam Ward as well. He's coming to this team. He's a breath of fresh air. I think this was one of the bigger moves in the last decade for the Miami Hurricanes. And I think Coach Cristobal coming out, he just names all of the reasons why Miami fans should be excited to have a guy like Cam Ward come here. Because he's a guy that doesn't crumble under pressure. He's been good in big time situations. And that is something that Miami hasn't had at quarterback in quite a long time. They've had these big games. They come out here, and I feel like at times the quarterback wouldn't rise to the occasion. And Cam Ward is a guy that I think Miami can help, and he has a lot of a great supporting cast around him as well. I think he can come in here and rise to the occasion and help Miami get back to their previous greatness.
We talk about all the time on this channel how much big time college football is basically becoming like the NFL in terms of the characteristics and how players are managed and the responsibility on certain players in the quarterback position. As a result of this, is becoming much more important in terms of the college game as it has been in years past and certainly in decades past. And having the right quarterback is obviously crucial, but you also have to have the right franchise quarterback mindset. You have to have the right leader in college football now. You have to have a grown up behind center to run the offense that handles these ups and downs. Cam Ward, I mean, obviously he's a young guy, he's only 21 years old. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, he's a grown up, right? Anyone who's able to pick up your entire life. He goes to Incarnate Word in Texas. That was his only scholarship offer. He transfers to Washington State. Kid grew up in Texas, moves to the Pacific Northwest, picks up his entire life and does that. Listen, if you're going to do that, you're a grown up. And then moves again back to Miami to the East Coast. You're dealing with a mature person. And to go through that move into already being fully built in, bought in, taking his teammates fishing, organizing activities, being active in the weight room, right? Things like that. That's what you would expect from a professional franchise quarterback. That's what you would expect from when, let's say, the Miami Dolphins or Tampa Bay Buccaneers or whoever, when they would sign a potential new veteran quarterback. When Tom Brady went to Tampa, that's what you expected Tom Brady to do, for example. That's what Cam Ward is doing for the Miami Hurricanes right now. And having a grown up, having a franchise quarterback, to use that terminology at Miami, gives this football team something, like you alluded to, Mize, something they haven't had in a very, very, very long time. And I think paired with a more talented team, we talked about Miami's recruiting success, what Cristobal has done over the past couple of years. When you pair it with increased talent, you're starting to see some momentum building in Coral Gables right now. A storm is brewing, if you will, down south. And I think when a lot of people look at the rankings and look at the expectations right now, Miami, decent size, but not really that high up. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people, mainly because they've got a grown up, they've got an adult, and they got a franchise quarterback now behind center at Miami.
Yeah, Nick. And one more thing, they have a guy now that wants to win. You know, sometimes you can get in a groove, you can get in a rut, and it feels like maybe this has been a theme at Miami in the quarterback position where guys come in, they go through the motions, they go through the drills, and they're just trying to get it done. They're getting through the practice, getting it done. They talk about Cam Warren coming in. He wants to win every single rep. This is a guy, it's kind of moot that's nowadays because that's what you have to be a good quarterback. You have to have that winner mentality. But Miami hasn't had a guy like that, like we said, for a very long time. But now Cam Ward comes in. He's a guy. He's super competitive. He's trying to win every rep. He's trying to win every drill out there. And it's a breath of fresh air. He's an ultimate competitor. Having a guy like this at the quarterback position, like you said, I think that storm is brewing in Miami, and I think they're going to be able to take this to the next level, and that is what he wants to do. He says he wants Miami to become a prominent football program once again. I think that's the goal here, and I'm glad Cam Ward is on board because he is the guy that can take them there.